because we have waiting in the wings. We have the hunter AJZ, who's going to be joining us right now. Did you see AJZ versus Sydney Akeem this week?
Yeah, and to be honest, this was my first time seeing AJZ live, and I just want to say that obviously somebody who is one to look out for. That match was, I think you, when we talked last, was saying that this was probably one of the ones that could steal the show, and it did not disappoint for sure. And I see bright things for both of these people in the future.
Awesome. Sure. Well, AJZ, man, thanks for joining us. How's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty good here.
Awesome, man. So yeah, we're talking about Fallout a little bit. It just happened on Friday. It's going to be on Triller soon, so stay tuned. I think this Saturday it's going to be on Triller TV, guys. If you don't have it, check it out. AJZ, man, tell us a little bit about. Was this is your first time in Poughkeepsie, or was it your first time wrestling at the MJN Center?
First time wrestling at the MJN. I was at ACW for their show in May, and I was actually at the MJN maybe a few years ago, supporting some of my friends and just hanging out. But my first time actually wrestling there was this past week, and like I said, it was a first, but it definitely didn't disappoint. So I was happy to be there, and I think the crowd showed out. The crowd was pretty strong, and the crowd was into the entire show, top to bottom. I think everyone did.
Yeah. I like to call Poughkeepsie the wrestling capital of the world. I don't know, maybe we can get that on a T-shirt soon. Yeah. But it's definitely a place of historic moments. But
now, AJZ, like I said, I watched that match. It was really athletic. You've been wrestling for quite a while. You're an athletic person, athletic trainer as well. Did this match exceed your expectations on how physical and athletic you were going to have to get in this match?
I went into the match with a very straightforward mentality. I mean, I'm working with a guy who's been in Cirque du Soleil, who's been in circus, who's been to the WWE. So obviously I'm working with a guy who's athletic. So I knew I was going to have to bring it. And that's exactly what I did. Obviously it wasn't enough. Obviously I didn't come out on top, but I did feel like I was going to enter the match with a lot to tackle, and it definitely was a lot to tackle. And I guess it wasn't enough last time, but I definitely came out with a couple learning lessons and maybe a couple new tools to use in the future. So.
No, for sure. Now, AJZ, I know you probably can't tell. I'm sucking in my gut a little bit here because, man, you're ripped, dude. You're a killer. He's the hunter. But man, tell us about maybe a workout week for you, because I mean, I would not want to get in the ring with you, be across from the ring, because I'm gonna get killed. You already won. So, but tell me a little bit about it, because I know there's a lot of kids out there who are wrestling right now, who are on the independents, who want to be in a spot maybe you are and try to get up to that athletic prowess, I guess you could say.
Sure.
What is it like to just train for wrestling? And for you, give us a typical thing, because man, you're ready for the mountain. You're ready for the top of the mountain.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been working out since I was 10 years old. I'm 26 now, so I've been at it for a really long time. And really what it comes down to is just consistency and doing the darn thing all the time and eating right and making sure you get in some rest. As a wrestler, sometimes the rest thing can fall a little short at times, but it's really just about eating right, staying right in the gym, and just doing the darn thing consistently years on out. But really my workout regimen is usually about 6 days a week. Sometimes I'll run a week or two without an off day and then stack a couple off days on top of each other if I'm on the road, because, wrestling can be a little bit tedious at times when it comes to travel or your schedule. So really it's just about fitting in your workouts and making sure they happen no matter what. It just has to happen. So it really just comes down to squeezing it in at certain times or making up days at different times and stuff like that. But being consistent, that's the key for sure.
Sure.
Now, we have, it's not breaking news, but a very unique experience that ACW is providing for the Hudson Valley. On August 9th, there's going to be an amazing new situation at Barton Orchards. It's going to be another show that ACW is putting on that you're going to be a part of. So you are going to be going against, you as the hunter, going against a barbarian, if you will. So how are you preparing for this match, and are you excited about this next trip around this ACW at Barton Orchards?
Definitely. I have a lot to prove. Obviously, my record at ACW right now is 0-1. So that definitely needs to change. I need to get to at least 500. So really, I'm just approaching this match with learning from my last one. I'm not going to lose the speed or the athleticism. That's still going to come into play. But it's going to be a little bit more of a power game, a little bit more of a power struggle. So I'm coming in, lifting heavy weights, doing the darn thing like I normally do, but using some of the lessons that I can learn from last time and going to push them forward. But what those lessons are, I can't spill those out because, that would defeat the purpose, right? I can't tell you guys.
No, that's great. I had a little bit of some behind the scenes at Barton Orchards.
Yes.
It's going to be August 9th in Poquag, New York. That's a tough one because a lot of people aren't familiar with that name around here. Poquag.
Okay.
Poquag, New York. So at Barton Orchards. So, if you've never been there, I've never been there at first, and I went there a few weeks ago. The place there, and I might not be doing it justice, but it's called the Soundgarden Arena at Barton Orchards. Think of a barn. It's a barn. But inside that barn, there's like a full-blown stage, so they can have concerts there or whatnot. They got a big video wall on the behind the stage. When you walk in there, there's a rig for lighting. It's got a bar. It's got a place for food. But then at the end of it, if you take it like a meat slicer and you slice the barn open, it's an open to the field of the orchards.
Sure.
And so there's like outdoor seating that you can watch the show. It's a really unique experience, and I feel like people are gonna. This could be the new home for ACW, maybe down the line, as far as like a home away from home, if you will. But you are going to be taking on, you said, the barbarian Lucifer.
Yes.
So, it's definitely, you guys are, it's the man's man versus the man, right? A barbarian. I mean, it's going to be one hell of a time. But AJZ, man, if you had to tell anybody coming into maybe never seeing ACW before, who have a chance to watch it this weekend on Triller TV, maybe can you tell us, outside of your match, maybe as a pro wrestling perspective from yourself as a wrestler, what was it like being at the MJN Center? Because it's definitely another unique location to where I like to say it's our own mini MSG of the Hudson Valley, if you will. So it's a big place, but it's a smaller place than like a Madison Square Garden. But as AJZ, without me yapping on a lot, can you tell us a little bit about maybe just your point of view of just wrestling in these locations and maybe more specifically the MJN Center?
MJN Center, it writes itself, right? There's history there. There's a lot of things that have happened there. A lot of big names walked through those halls. A lot of big names have wrestled there. So being there and looking at, even at the entranceway, all the different people that have performed in that building or been to that building, it was actually really cool. So to be a part of that, to be a part of history, to be a part of the MJN, that's really cool. And then just how ACW runs their show. It's really top notch, top to bottom. All the wrestlers, the production, the lighting, all of it all comes together and it's really strong. So it's a professional wrestling environment that has that independent feel to it, where you have that up close personal touch with the wrestlers and the performance and the matches, but you can also get that main event, almost like a pseudo mini MSG feel, like you were talking about as well with the MJN Center. So it's that strong connection between independent wrestling, being up close and personal, but having that live TV production value that ACW can bring. I was thoroughly impressed. I knew what they could do before I went into it, but being a part of that was definitely very cool to see.
And, I had a unique experience as well because, Steve does some backstage stuff behind the scenes. You were actually in the ring. I was live in the crowd and I was feeling that energy. And I will say a lot of people had a lot of things to say about your attire, your shorts. And so, do you have anything to say to anybody, maybe, I don't want to say the haters, but people out there that maybe haven't got to see you, or maybe that was their first time of seeing you? What can they expect from AJZ going forward?
They can expect the shorts to stay, whether they like it or not, because I can pull it off and they can't, right? So that's part of it. They're going to have to keep dealing with the shorts. And as my record gets better, they're going to have to endure more of me. So expect a win out of me on the 9th, expect the shorts, and expect to keep seeing AJZ kick some ass. So that's how that's going to go.
Perfect.
That's
AJZ,
awesome.
Man, people listening now, how can they follow you on socials? Can you give us some places where they can catch up with you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm on all of it: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. you can just type in AJZ IGGY 1818. That's AJ Ziggy 1818 on all your platforms. I should pop up. Give me a follow. Give me a subscribe. Give me a like. Stay tuned. I post some really good content. I may be a little bit biased, but you can follow like the behind the scenes content. It's not just the match. It's not just the photos of me looking great in my jean shorts. It's also behind the scenes, like the travel, the stuff that goes into being a wrestler. So if you want to see all that, check it out. And there's also some fitness stuff as well to kind of bring everything full circle.
Nice.
Awesome. But I just wanted to bring this up. You mentioned it about your Instagram and stuff. It looks like you moved out here to the East Coast. Is that correct?
Yeah. I just moved out to the East Coast in early May. That's exactly when. I think it was like May 3rd or something. I got in my car and came out here.
So with that being said, I'm not for sure where you came from, but how is the East Coast treating you? And B, what's something about the East Coast that you've found, like obviously it's not bagels because you probably have not had one of those, but like what's one of the things about the East Coast that now you really enjoy that you didn't have before?
I think it's the ability to be a lot of places with not having to go all too far. So I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Wisconsin, but I was living in Louisville for a little while, and it's not bad, but I just feel like now since I'm out here, there's a lot more opportunity. You can travel, you can get to Poughkeepsie, you can travel and get to New York City. You can do all these things within a few hours. So it's really not all too far of a drive, and there's a lot more opportunity and a lot more things to see and do and get in touch with. So that's the reason I moved out here. And so far, honestly, it's been really good, and I'm really happy that I did it.
Awesome. Well, AJZ, we barely scraped the surface, I like to say. We'd love to have you back. Maybe come in studio one day, too. We'd love to have you down here at Beacon Podcasting. But thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it. And I think there's nothing but a bright future for AJZ down the line.
Absolutely. And we will see you August 9th at what was the name?
It's at Barton Orchards, the Sound Garden Arena.
But the town name.
Oh, Poquag.
Poquag. I'm going to just keep asking you about it. So this is ACW.com. Tickets starting at $15. Family friendly. We can't wait to see you, and good luck. And we'll see you on August 9th.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me, and we're going to keep rocking and rolling in those jean shorts and keep kicking ass. So see the Hunter, CAJZ, August 9th. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man.
You.
Appreciate it.